Do you literally, like, when you fall asleep to podcasts in your ears?
I set it so that it stops playing so that my brain's not constantly working.
Why fall asleep to a podcast when you can wake up by listening to a podcast? It just seems like the correct way.
Sunglasses
Right?
on.
Why not get someone charged up that way?
Right.
Seems like it could be a little bit more exciting.
I set an alarm on my phone so that, like, when it opens up, it's just Joe Rogan blaring into my ears first thing in the morning.
Screaming motivational quotes. Are you?
And it's Joe Rogan or
Yeah.
We start?
We're starting.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's weird. We're all sitting. We're out the headphones on. Haven't you watched this before? We just gotta get right into it, you know.
Oh man, there's usually a big intro and big fireworks. Like there's my name here, James's name here, Matt's name here.
Look at this guy already.
I should have made it more obvious when it was actually beginning, right? That's the problem here.
Yeah.
That's my fault. I'm not a podcast veteran, unlike Matt and yourself.
Well, if you're going to sleep with a podcast, you don't really want a bunch of music at the beginning to get you all excited. You want it to be calmly talked into sleep.
Yeah.
Or we can still just like use an intro right now. This is gonna be our end.
Hopefully, right?
We're gonna die podcasting.
Yeah. Eventually.
This is gonna be our end.
Mike in our mouth.
We have done it. It's got to come to that.
Eventually.
30 podcast episodes. Congratulations, Matt, Austin. Thank you for joining me for this
Cheers.
celebration.
Wild.
Super excited.
Wow.
Can't believe we've done it. We got 40 videos overall on the channel. This is the 40th one. A little champagne to get things started off. How you guys feeling?
Crazy.
Feeling loose.
Yeah. Crazy.
Happy National Pink Day. What? Today's June 23rd.
I'm not familiar with that. Which one is that exactly?
It's National Pink Day.
Like-
you wear the color pink.
Oh, really?
I didn't follow it, but it also is Alan Turing's birthday today with the Turing test.
Turing? Oh, really? The guy.
Yeah.
Turing test is pretty good. I'll
Yeah.
just take a pink vignette though and cover the entire screen. This
I always
whole
thought
time.
you meant
Yeah.
like Pink, as in like the singer. Her birthday was today, and you're like, today's Pink Day, and I was like, holy shit, they have a day for her now. That's pretty impressive.
You think she's done enough to have her own day?
I mean, I don't know. A lot of people have a lot of days, so I'm not gonna,
Pink is crazy talented. She's like an
Yeah.
acrobatic singer too.
I
Have you
agree.
like seen some of her like VMA
Yeah, she's
performances?
she can get it. She's got
Not
it.
even VMA performances. I sound
Not-
like I'm
That she can
20.
get it.
Matthew, she can get it. Dollars.
But no, Pink's got a lot. Pink's got a lot going on. I think Pink's got on the podcast next week. Did I tell you guys that? or
Oh,
no?
really?
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That one actually, I was going to save the Pink vignette thing for. So I probably shouldn't have blown that
man,
on this
don't.
exact
You already
episode.
blew your budget with the pink thing.
Fuck.
Okay, that's a little crazy.
I mean, maybe you could do something different. Maybe like an indigo type deal.
sure.
Be like, oh, it's indigo.
Magenta.
Close, right?
It
Close.
might be an insult, though. She might know what pink looks like, and she'll be upset.
This is true pink. This is indigo.
This is not pink.
Authentic Pink Mac. I gotta bring your champagne over there.
Come
I'll
on.
walk right
I
over.
can wait.
We'll pause
Hey,
the conversation.
I've waited 40 episodes. I can wait another few minutes for a nice glass of champagne. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, though. It's pretty crazy.
It's extremely crazy. Can you believe we've done so many episodes?
No.
30
no,
in? Like
no. I'll tell you what, at the beginning, I was like, yeah, this will be fun. I was like, I'm not going to do this for very long. This is not going to last forever. And then here I am. Thank you, sir. Here I am. How many months later we're doing this?
This is the 8th month.
8
we
months
started in
later.
October
Oh my
2019.
Oh, my God.
October.
So, like I said, this is one of the things in my life I've actually like stuck to in the last 5-6 years.
Well, sticking to the good
Committed
things
to
in
it.
life. Skull, guys.
Cheers, brother.
seriously.
Skull.
Yeah,
Cheers.
thank you so
Skull.
much for helping me along the journey.
Clink, sound effect clink there.
We can do it. We were talking about our Foley
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
impressions and whatnot
Perfect.
last time.
Mm.
Got to be the 10,000th clink too that's been on this podcast.
10,000 clink.
But Austin, me and you have done 10 jam-based podcasts. We've gotten to groove a whole bunch of times.
The Holy Jams, yes.
The Holy Jams.
Did we call it that, or no? Jam Journal. That's a better name for it.
We want the
Check out the
alliterative.
Jam Journal.
Right here. Link to follow.
Link to
Subscribe.
somewhere.
Oh man.
Like and subscribe. Yeah, we can just go through all the running gags.
Like, subscribe.
The jam.
comment.
Wait, the Jam Journal is the most popular thing though on the channel, which I think speaks to how good you guys are musically and how interesting it is.
So I'm
I
wearing the
like it.
sunglasses. I'm
I
a
like
local
it.
celebrity on this podcast.
Well, you're the musician. And musicians, they gotta wear stuff. You never see what's his name?
Stephen King.
Steve. No, what's his name? Slash. I was like
Oh.
Skid. Skid's not his name. Slash. He's always wearing sunglasses.
His
right?
father called him Skid when he was a young boy, and he hated it. That's why he became such a
Skid
good
Mark,
guitarist.
Yeah.
Talking about Jam Journal being more popular than the podcast. Because no one watches either at this point,
Right.
it still doesn't
No.
make a whole lot of sense. Like being the shortest tree in the Amazon rainforest.
Mm.
That doesn't actually make sense because you can't have a forest with 2 trees, and we need more than 2 shows at this point.
Mm.
But hell, we're on our way. We are certainly on our way.
It's gonna be great.
And so happy we got to get some of the old set dressings out tonight
I
too.
know. Just like a little nostalgia action.
Little
I like
pep.
it.
Little nostalgia
Make
pep.
sure we're still sitting at the table.
Yeah.
I went back and watched some of the old episodes today.
Yeah.
Just to see. I sampled, to make the intro, I sampled
So
from the
good.
5th episode, from the Halloween one,
That was very good.
just the very beginning.
Use the OP1 for that?
Of course I use the OP one for that. Shout out Teenage Engineering. I got to. Come
Sponsor
on.
us. Sponsor us. We need
I'm
more.
might need that song for my phone ringtone. Just so
hook you up.
I answer my phone.
I'm still thinking of changing it, like, literally every single time. Just, like, doing a different one every single time.
Like
But
Seinfeld?
We'll see. Matt's worried it's going to rain right now.
I just felt a drop.
His senses are on. Dude, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm just. This is all very nice. And
Camera gear is weather resistant.
Is it?
Yeah, camera gear is, yeah.
Oh.
Weather resistant. That's like that cop-out thing, you know. They say, like, yeah, you can't sue us for it, but it should work pretty much most of the time.
Resistant isn't proof, right? Resistant isn't proof.
Right. Not exactly the same.
No, I just, I'm a little paranoid. It would be very shitty if in the 40th one, this is, we get a rained
Dude,
out.
it's not gonna.
It's
Seriously.
not gonna.
We
Just,
should don't.
just shush. It's not gonna.
Okay.
Don't
okay,
will it. Don't will
okay,
it.
I'm not.
I just felt the drop too, but really, it's
Okay.
that happens in life.
The
This
iPhones
actually,
are weather resistant as well.
no, the phones would be the last thing to come in. The iPhones would be like, fuck that. They'll be
Yeah.
fine out there.
I
They're
feel
meant
like-
to take
I
abuse
don't know if
and
the
help.
microphones are very weather resistant.
They are not. No,
Well,
that'd be one of the first things
Now
to
our
go.
first
Grab mine.
discussion is about the weather resistancy of our equipment, which is interesting, right?
No, I want to talk
Learning.
about the weather resistancy of our spirit. You know,
Oh.
to make sure that we can turn this into some sort of like allegory for real life. You know,
Real life.
Even if it looks like rain, it's not actually going to rain. You know, the whole
No.
Mark Twain thing. I've known a great many troubles in life, the vast majority of which have never happened, even
Yeah.
though it does feel like the water is coming down. Austin, how are you doing today? I'm just going to talk right
You're
through it.
just,
I'm
let's
30
do it.
motherfucking podcast
Yeah,
today.
I
I
feel
know.
good.
It's like, fuck
I feel
this.
good.
I am not going to be stopped.
Could you
this
imagine
fun.
like we just do this in Caddyshack when the guy's doing the putting in the rain and he's about to hit his perfect shot and he goes no and then the lightning blasts him? That's gonna be us. We'll be sitting here. We're gonna get electrocuted. I don't care. Fucking 30th. We're gonna save my death for 666, but it's gonna happen now, folks. We're gonna get electrocuted right now.
We are. You know,
Yeah,
I
but-
actually tried to do your death in post a number of times, Matt. It never comes out
No.
looking that good.
No, you try though.
I always seem like a dickhead in this situation. Mainly because I have like animated axes I'm throwing from the left side of the screen.
I
to
like
the
that
right
you
side.
spend time murdering me fictionally though.
Well, you have to see how it's going to play out on camera.
Right.
You
Right.
can't just go in cold.
No, you got to know what it's gonna look like. You got to experiment, right?
Deaths are always planned. The best deaths are always planned.
Meticulously plotted.
Meticulously plotted. You watch someone for months, find out they're scared. I'm going to skip ahead. Matt,
I believe
how's
those
your-
are called homicides.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Difference
that-
between homicide and
tomato,
manslaughter.
tomato,
we were
tomato.
trying to somehow get this on Netflix, and like I said, true crime, just Netflix eats that shit up. So if this podcast could turn into some sort of murder, I see money. I'm just saying.
Money means murder. That's what I always said.
I might flip out and murder one of you guys if we destroy the camera equipment in the rain. So that's something to look forward to. It's a possibility.
Oh, man.
It's a silver lining for if things turn
Silver
sideways.
lining.
Yeah.
Silver lining. Netflix shows.
No, but this is really so fantastic. The table fit pretty nicely too
It
in the
did.
yard. I didn't
It really
expect
did.
that. You know, obviously we've had a lot of episodes like this is the 9th or 10th in the Corona era we've made outside. The 10th,
The 10th.
I believe the 10th.
Wow. A lot of round numbers on this one too. You know.
Yeah, you
10th
can't let
Corona ones.
things stop you.
No.
No, yeah.
You got to work around it, especially if like we've talked about. If you're dedicated to something, be it music, podcasts, you have to fucking stick with it. You can't let a little thing like a global pandemic try to slow you down from your dreams.
And you got to get to the even numbers too. No
Mhm.
one would have listened to this podcast without 30 episodes.
Of
like
course.
the 10 Commandments.
Yep.
No one listens to 9 Commandments.
It's
You
the
know,
breakthrough.
nope.
It's always 40 for
Can't remember.
podcasts. It's always been the 40th podcast is the one that takes off.
That
the
breaks
40th
through.
Media.
40th video shot
Yeah.
breaks through.
Actually, to be honest with you, when I first looked up like podcast logistics, just how to set it up or how to upload them, whatnot, I remember reading some stat that the vast majority of podcasts don't make it past, I think, that was it, 15 episodes.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, people get excited. Maybe they'll record a few. Maybe they'll do it weekly for 2 months, but then it's really hard to sustain.
Instant gratification, right? Because I realized early on that that's not what I was going to get out of this. And that's not actually what I wanted out of this.
Yeah.
Because originally you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get on, and all my friends are going to listen to it, and there's people going to listen to it. And then it's like, and then you realize like that's not necessarily how it's going to work out, right? And then you have to like, well, okay. And that's kind of like a come to Jesus earth moment, which I'll be honest, I didn't really think that it was going to explode, anyways, but it's more like doing it for yourself, you know what I mean? Again, doing something you love. You're doing it not necessarily it's more for yourself, it's more important for me to come and show up and be here and do these things. You know
I'm
what I mean?
100% doing this for myself. I mean, I've almost gone to great pains to not show this with people at this point.
I know, right?
I'll say that you said you did not expect this to blow up. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of did.
Really?
After the first episode, or like, I'm like, pretty damn good chemistry. And then I saw like the fifth. I'm like,
Well,
they've got a thing going.
I guess
I
guess it's not that I think we didn't, but it's more of a patience thing.
Of
Like
course.
we need to keep grinding because that's what happens. The people that grind and the people that do it up, then their time comes, right? You can't just kind of like dip your toe in and be like, well, it didn't work out. I don't like it. It's like, okay, but like,
No, I committed to doing this for a long time.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
it's called Neverending Becoming. This show will never end. I said in the last one, actually, I'm going to do this podcast for 80 years.
Yep.
I'm going to do this until I'm 110 years old. Started when I was 30, so obviously I'm giving myself something to shoot for here.
Hell
Not
yeah.
easy to make it into the 110s.
you got some strong ass Swedish blood in you, bud.
But I got some strong Swedish
Some
blood.
of that Nordic
gonna-
genetics.
I'm going to try to make the most of it. No, Austin, thank you for joining us in the Foley sessions. The
Yeah, hold
sound
on.
effect.
This
and-
is tightening of this. That's like, hold on, let's see what that.
That's us
I should,
tightening
like,
up our
crack my
material.
jaw.
yeah,
like,
that's someone pulling. This is someone pulling back a rubber band. Oh, I
I'm
can't get it out.
Tin Man. I'm Tin Man, and I need my oil can.
Tightening, please stop doing that.
Yeah, you're like-
tightening
No,
the
he-
tasteful.
he keeps
cannot do
falling.
that anymore.
I had
You
to
did not
tighten
do
it.
that.
There's no
I'm sorry.
excuse.
I gave Austin the challenging mic. We were supposed to jump on him anytime he had to adjust the stand that I forced him to adjust.
Oh,
It's like one of those things where you, the show Survivor. The
Yeah.
game show, they make you like jump over hurdles to like just eat a meal, just to be able to have a normal life, to be able to thrive.
Oh my God. Survivor is a fascinating show, though. I really have enjoyed that show.
Like recently or just in general?
In general, I mean, it's not like I keep up with it like regularly, but whenever I watch that show, it's like one of those little, like, not that I watch regular TV anymore, but when I did, you'd flip it on and it'd be on, and you'd be like, all right, I'm watching this. It's a very compelling show at times.
You saying you don't watch regular TV because you just watch 1 hour podcasts, right?
I just watch 1 hour podcasts and nothing but those other channels that I like to mention all the time, like Netflix and some sort of Disney Plus.
Austin, are you more YouTube than Netflix, or YouTube more than Amazon?
I'm very more YouTube.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I'm one of the what's the word I'm looking for? Suckers that buys YouTube Premium
Oh, you
and
got
has the
YouTube
ability to
Premium?
lock their phone.
That's understandable. You guys do a YouTube summary while I check the gear really quick.
Sure.
So you're on
Okay.
YouTube Premium. Has that been a long time thing or no?
Yeah, I'd
We-
say I did it when it almost started, because once they said you had the ability.
We talked
to-
about that, right? Because you don't get you get no commercials whatsoever, right?
No.
And I know that for a lot of things, like the more I use YouTube, the more ads I've been getting, right? Because in the last since quarantine, I've been podcasting like all day. Like I'll be doing the dishes, have a podcast on, and I've noticed I've been getting so many more double ads now than I ever did before. I would get no ads, like I just flip a podcast on, cool, flip a podcast on, cool, and it'd be the ads in the podcast. But now I'm getting like double ads, so that YouTube Premium is like, well, maybe, right? Like, but again, I pay for so many other streaming services. It seems stupid for me to pay for fucking YouTube content.
I wonder
right?
if they add more advertisements the more you use the YouTube.
They have
because
to.
that makes sense. Because the more the person would use it, frequent advertisements make more for the company that's charging.
But at
to
least
put
they're
them on.
clever. They give me the survey. They give me surveys. They'd be like, hey, have you seen this product in the last... And I'll always do a YouTube survey because I don't have to do a video. I just click a link. So I've noticed I've been getting more surveys too, so I'm like, fine,
Podcasts are supposed to be blowing up right now, though, right? Spotify, we talked about the Joe Rogan thing
Right,
recently.
right.
They're making other acquisitions. Their stock price even has gone up a whole bunch.
We are in the time of it. We are in the time of of extreme content, extreme audio content, like the beginning of radio, right? This is like the same, well, not at all the same, but it's another the birth of a new generation of media that we're experiencing, right?
No, it sort of is. It definitely is. I wonder just how much the marketing dollars have followed. Like you mentioned, getting flagged with all the info, or just getting poked and prodded, through your social networks. I wonder if the money has really doubled, tripled.
I wonder
If it's your demo, because obviously YouTube, a lot of these, they're younger men like us,
right,
within
yeah.
a certain age.
That's the 18 to 25 or the 18 to 45 demo. If that's the demo you're hitting, it's again like wrestling. That's the demo. They don't care necessarily about all the other numbers, but if they can target specifically this group of men,
All right,
that's it.
call it.
Yep. All right. Love you guys.
Soon.
Yeah. What are we doing first?
Mics.
Fuck. I'm literally just gonna put it on the stairs, okay?
Yep. Or just go in the garage.
I'm gonna unplug all this really quick too.
So as you can tell, we were not able to finish the
What's that, camera?
podcast, at least in the way we had initially thought we were going to. Well, from listening to the 12, 13 minutes we did get, I think preparing for rain was the main thing we did get accomplished. So luckily we handled that. happy to have some chaotic footage here at the end too. See how, not only how a podcast is put together and produced in the moment, but seeing what goes into it at the end.
Zoe, thank you for helping, Zoe.
Oops, sorry.
I for sure prefer long form podcasts, and I never intended on putting out such a short episode, which is why Austin, Matt, and I actually rescheduled for about 10 days later after this was originally shot. Even with the clear skies, even with the sunny day,
Podcasting gods were harsh today.
there ended up being some construction noise right by us. It was impossible to shoot. Funny timing. First Corona took away the studio, then construction took away the yard. But, you know, what are you gonna do?
Cool, my
Keep
phone's
on
been
going.
recording this the whole time.
Keep on going. I don't care if I have to film this thing in another state, in a moving car that has to go over 60 so as to not detonate a bomb, a la Sandra Bullock in the movie Speed. And since we've shown we can even handle a little bit of moisture, I'll shoot this fucking thing. This podcast will continue. It would just go on and on and on and on. As far as I'm alive, at least I personally guarantee that. Here's some footage at the very end, right before Matt and Austin left, where Matt was still basically in full podcast mode since we didn't get our daily dose, our weekly dose of the good times together. I'll leave you with this. The fire burns bright.
100 different allegations. And then not only that, but
See you next time.